Hi viewers, this is Malcolm Athai, the CEO and co-founder of Agrim Housing Finance. This is the second episode of Beyond the Boardroom. And for this, I have a very special guest with us, Mr. Vinay Kanchal. Vinay is, he's a best-selling author. He's a brand storyteller. He's an innovation catalyst and above all, a dear friend. As an advertising industry veteran over the years, he is involved right now in corporate training for innovation and creativity, and he does write a number of books. Okay, welcome Vinay to the show, and we are really proud to have you over here.
Thank you so much. It's a pleasure to be here. And I also think Beyond the Boardroom is a very interesting title because I think the most important conversations in business happen beyond the boardroom.
Yeah. So, Vinay, this marketing space these days is altered a huge extent because of all the social media news, and a lot of it related to how social media influences their viewers. So, can you give us a bird's eye view of what is brand storytelling in these times?
Yeah, I think that's a very correct observation. Today, media, and especially because of social media, has become highly fragmented. So the one currency which brands and companies thrive on is attention. And it is becoming increasingly difficult for marketeers to get the attention of audiences. Okay. But in many ways, it's like things have come back full circle, because that means stories have become even more important. Now, if you go back in time, right from the inception of civilization, stories have played a very important role in the communication of important concepts, be it religion, be it science, be it the spread of new ideas. Brands, at a very fundamental level, a brand is nothing more or nothing less than the creation of a story around a product or a service, right? So brands which figure out why they are in business, what do they do to improve the world, and how do they make the lives of people better and build narratives around these, will always do better. And I think this is in many ways the era of storytelling in branding and marketing. And this approach, not just in storytelling, but also in business, I think leads to happy endings.
Hey, that's very interesting. And something relevant to us a lot. How does how does a startup tell its brand story?
So in many ways, that's a session or a conversation in itself. But just to touch upon a few important points on that question, I think it begins with the startup revisiting its founding story. And in my experience, I have seen that there is always an incident, a trigger or an inflection point where either the founder or members of the core leadership team saw something, experienced something, or maybe grasped a business opportunity in the market, which made them feel so strongly and so passionately about it that they decided to walk away from the standard conventional path of, being in a salaried job, took a risk and started a company. I think there is immense merit in going back to the starting point, because that is where the fire was first lit. So that is one side. And the other side of the brand story is looking at it from the audience's point of view. Now, any brand actually exists only in the mind of the audience. So you might be a company, but it is important to see how will the world perceive you, especially the people you're catering your offering to. In what way do they see that you are lessening their pain points? You're adding benefits to their lives. You're making the world a better place. Okay. So the amalgamation of these two perspectives leads to great stories in the brand storytelling space.
That's great to know, Vinay. And that comes back to the next question. You've talked a lot about the positives of brand stories. What about where do companies go wrong in telling their brand story?
I think that's a very interesting question. Uh, the shorter answer might be, where do people go right? But in terms of where do people go wrong, there is a very important word, I think, in storytelling. It is called authenticity. Authenticity or genuineness. Now, many a times, and I find this strange, people are actually shy about revisiting how their company came to be. They're actually shy. And they step back from the reality of the situation and they end up concocting some story as to how they came into existence. I think that is a huge backward step, because when you feel passionately about something, it shows, and it shows best when you're genuinely inspired about doing something. So one place where they go wrong is not being authentic enough. Not being authentic enough. And the second broad place where companies go wrong in their storytelling is trying to cover all the bases. Now, we have this examination mentality. We must get 100 on 100 in all the subjects. But strategy, the word strategy itself, the concept strategy, is based on sacrifice. You have to let something stand out at the expenses of 5 other things. And the best example I can give you from popular culture is, if you look at the mythology of Superman, one of the most interesting things which makes Superman so fascinating as a character is his vulnerability to kryptonite. So everybody has a vulnerability, and it's your vulnerability and weakness in many ways which makes you more human and hence more relatable. So I think it's very important to identify those side stories which you are tempted to take on, but which will never form part of the main plot. So focus on lesser things. That's what I would say.
That's wonderful, Vinay. Maybe my last question before we call it. We've been a startup for some time, and there are a number of startups and people who have grown through. What is the role of employees in brand storytelling?
Again, that's an interesting question, because I think it opens up Pandora's box in terms of how should storytelling be used. I think the common mistake people make is that they think storytelling only pertains to communication, advertising, and PR. To me, storytelling is the driving force behind a startup, and it can influence and should influence every process there is, and none more so than recruitment. So I'm looking at this question in 2 parts. One is the usage of storytelling in getting the right teammates on board. Now, all qualifications aside, and after people have passed the hygiene factors in your interview, it is very important to share your brand story with the prospective candidate and check his level of involvement, passion, and commitment to the larger cause that you're looking to address. If you find that there is synergy in these 2 things, you're bringing on board an employee or a teammate. You're bringing on board an employee or teammate who will take your story further, right? That's the way you can use it in bringing the right person on board. Once these people are on board, they become, to use the same story metaphor, the star cast of your story. They are the primary characters of your story, because they deliver your story to the customer. Their actions, their words, their mannerisms, their attitude is the manifestation of your brand story. So it is important to reiterate the brand story with them as often as possible, till a point in time comes when they start reiterating the story on their own accord to customers and newer people joining the organization. And that's how I think storytelling works.
Hey, that's really, really helpful, Vinay. I think there's a lot of insights, not only for me, but also for the audience at large, whoever reads this podcast. I wanted to thank you for your insights and especially on the brand storytelling. And I hope to catch up with you again. Yeah. Thanks a lot, Vinay. And
Thank you so much. And I hope some more interesting chapters get added to the Agrim story as well.
Thank you. Sure.